they're here.
Yeah, not like.
Dude, I like videos though when it's like you're actually there in the. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Do what you want.
Dude, we're live. We're recording right now. So with everything going on, I found myself pretty bored. So I'm gonna start talking about my car and like posting up videos and stuff. If you guys have questions or stuff that you want to see, you know, we could talk about like how I've got the boost controller set up, or you know, just anything about the car. A little bit of background on it. It's a 2013 Mustang. This is the second motor that's been in it. The first one, I was stupid and blew it up. I was driving on it when it was not tuned all the way up. The second one, I sent it down. I had Cy build up my motor, put it some H-beams and some nice Y-scope pistons, went down to 9.5 to 1 compression. Left the block other than 20 thousandths overboard. That engine lasted for about probably 2.5 years, right? Like
yeah.
2.5 years or like 20,000 miles, and I was beating on it pretty hard at like 900 horsepower, and I drove it a lot. But after about 2.5 or 3 years, I just decided I'm gonna take it out and freshen it up that way. If there was anything wrong with it, we could save it and go a little bit better. So we sent it back down to Cy in Fast Forward Racing Engines and put a sleeves in it, and did I-beam rod and custom Manley pistons and the whole works. So they put the whole long block together for me. So it's awesome. Then it's for turbo kit. It's an on-3 kit. It's a little bit modified, and it's got precision 67 66s with the 8.1 hot sides. All of the cage work and everything was done by Jason Brazzel at BPF Performance Fabrication. He's down in North Carolina. He did an awesome job. Really helped me out. Did a bunch of custom, a bunch of like special stuff with the fire suppression system and the parachute release handle. He put all the made custom brackets and everything for all that. But everything still works on it. Like, it's got functioning radio, functioning air conditioning, functioning heater, all that stuff. Everything works. But what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking about, here, dude, hold that. We're going to be talking about this giant 2,000 horsepower BL Fabrications intercooler. I talked to Cy and he got this made for me. So we're going to throw this on the car today. Really excited. It looks really good. Came out awesome. This happened from FedEx because they're the worst. But everything is awesome. It's pretty thick, 6 inches, and it's gonna go kind of right in place of the on-3 intercooler, which any of you guys that run the on-3 intercooler know that it's not really good for good in air intake tapes once it kind of gets up there in the high horsepower. So it's going to sit kind of right in the exact same place as the on-3 one, but it's just going to be a lot better intercooler. So like I said, Cy made this for me. He made it, made it himself, and you can see he did a really nice job. I'm not sure if you can see in there, but he welded up the corners on the inside of the intakes to protect from blowouts, and this is 1/4-inch aluminum intakes, and then also he the billet ends all the way around. It's a really nice intercooler. I opted to put the blow-off valve right on the top of the intercooler, same as on-3, just so that I didn't have to worry about putting a new intercooler or putting a new V-band on the charge pipe up here. So I just started TIG welding like 2 days ago. This is my little setup here. I just started, so maybe eventually I'll get rid of a lot of these couplers and maybe change it up a little bit, but I'm not quite good enough yet to where I'm willing to do stuff on my own car. But we'll get started on putting this intercooler on, and then we'll take it for a drive today and see how it feels. Dude, that's a pretty big size difference.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Dude, I stole your joke. Alright, so there's the On3. It's a 3-inch core, if I'm not sure, and it's like, I think it's 28 by 11 is the core. And then this is the BL Fab intercooler that Sai made for me. You can tell it's significantly larger. Dude. Very happy, very pleased. It's a very good looking intercooler. Except for FedEx jacked it up right here. Dude, what do you think?
Looks good.
Looks good?
It's gonna look better in the car.
Yeah. We're gonna have to make like fins or something, I think, to kind of help direct, since I was an idiot and cut out the bottom part of that bumper, that so that the air can't escape past it, you know. But dude, look at those billet ends. Look at how nice those billet ends look. Sai's not doing too bad for welding for the first time, you know. I just taught him how to weld like, you know, 2 weeks ago or something. So he's doing all right, you know. He's coming along. I'm just kidding. Sai's an excellent welder. Okay, we'll get this thrown on here and see, mock up the charge pipes and see what it's gonna be like to. Dude, sorry, you guys were looking down at my crotch. Like, point it up just a smidge. We'll get this intercooler thrown on and see kind of how it looks. See what the fitment is like behind the actual bumper cover. But get to it. So, man, so Sai did this. Okay, so we put this on, test fitted it on the car, and the amount that this is bent in, and I mic'd it, is literally the exact amount that these two holes are off on the frame of the car. So I tried heating it up with a torch and hanging it on its own weight, and I tried heating it up with a torch and hanging it on its own weight to see if we could try to pull that outside portion of the core back out, but it's just like, it's, you know, there's no way to do it to where it's perfectly safe to where I'm not going to drop the intercooler and make it worse. So Sai, really great job, dude, putting this intercooler together and welding it up. It fits really awesome, except for when FedEx got their hands on it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lengthen these holes. We're not going to make them any bigger here in this, you know, as far as this axis goes. We're just going to make them a little bit longer, that way on both sides. That way it'll kind of be a little bit of a slide back and forth, so that we have that a little bit of adjustability that we need to get it to fit on the frame of the car. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Well, it fits. It's snug. It's tight. It's a tight girl. It's probably about as big an intercooler as you can fit in there. We'll have to do. This is, like I said, this is my choice to have this here, just because so I didn't have to make put V-bands on the charge pipe. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of clearance in here, or something. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But that's what we do here at this house, is we just make it work, dude. Runs and drives, right? No, just kidding. But yeah, we're gonna figure out here what we're gonna have to do. All right, so after a couple of tries, we've got one side on here, and basically all I did was take the coupler from the lower driver's side for the On3, and I have some shorter 90s here laying around the house. So I'm going to put this shorter 90 on this lower side down here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a 90 that goes on the end of that right there. So I'm going to use that shorter one, and I took the longer On3 one, put this over here, bolts up just fine. And then this is a 3.5 versus the On3 one is a 3. So we're gonna run to the parts store and see if we can't get our hands on a decent coupler to at least try to get this thing started. And check out the intake air temps. I'm not really gonna run any high boost on it, just because tracks aren't open and don't want to be using like high horsepower on the street. So we're gonna go check out the parts store and see what we can find. Dude, we're taking old White Betty. What's up, White Betty? Dude, Dom, is that your work stuff? Dude, you working hard?
Yeah.
Dude, it's a nice day out. Alright, well, dude, we're gonna be at the park. Dude, should we do the snapping trick? Where I say, like, we're gonna be at the parts store and I snap and then we're at the parts store?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, we're at the parts store now. Dude, okay, so we got a coupler. Talk to Cy, he's gonna send over a more permanent solution, but I think this will be good to get at least up and running and get the car on the road. Because it's really nice out, I'd like to be able to drive it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to drive today because I'm gonna probably have to weld on some weld on some beads onto the old cold side piping because I'm gonna have to cut it so that it fits. Jesus, oh my God, bro, what the hell? What are you doing? Where are we going? That was the turn right there. Go back to the light. We're gonna have to weld on some beads onto the pipe that way because I don't have a bead roller. But this is as a temporary solution until we get something more permanent. We'll see you back at the house. Dude, it's pretty big. Dude, again, that's what she said. That's ginormous. Now just don't look at this because this is a temporary solution while we figure out exactly what the right combination of intercooler or coupler and piping is going to be. But that thing is giant. Almost died. Absolutely ginormous. Put this one. Dude, here's the on-3 one. It sticks out so much further. Don't you think? Yeah. Right, yeah, very nice. And then, so all I did was just an extra 90-degree coupler, and it connects right up to the on-3's piping right there. And then same thing on this side. All I'm going to have to do is do the 90 and then the other 90 that goes to the pipe on this side, and that should be good to go. Dude, it looks giant. Dude, let's throw the bumper on real fast. Dude, hold that. Whoa. That's ginormous. And so the on-3 blow-off valve will fit. Did I already talk about that? No. So the on-3 blow-off valve will fit on here. You just have to if you get one of these, you just have to let Cy know, because since on-3 is garbage, their V-bands are kind of like backwards. So the blow-off valve part has the female receiving end of the V-band, when everything else like Turbo Smart and Tile, the female side is on the charge side. So it's backwards. And so we didn't know that. So look at this one, if you can see. It's like recessed. And then this over here on the on-3 one has the lip cell, the male portion of the V-band bed. Dude, first impressions? I like it a lot too. So you did a really good job. We're gonna get the blow-off valve is gonna be here in the next day or two, and then we should be good to drive it. But can't do anything until we get a blow-off valve. But we'll do another video getting it on the street and see how the air intake temps change, and we'll do some watt pulls in the car. But thanks for watching, and see you guys later.
See ya.
Bye.